So we will start now with
Sir, please share your screen.
is 1 minute. Okay. So let me start here with your session one, which is first starting with reading data file. Before going to reading data file, guys, so let me give you few of this basic information that you should know. So we'll start with first one as Excel data reading. So we'll start with we have Excel versions. So what are the Excel versions we have? 97 2003. Then we got 2007 version of Excel. Then we got 2000 2007. We got 2010. We got 2013. We got 2016 Excel. We got 2019 Excel. And we got Office 365. Now, what is the difference you see in number of rows as well as columns? And what is the difference in your extensions? So rows was 65,000. It was having 256 columns. Now the extension was .xls. Now when 2007 came in, the row become 10,48,576 rows. Columns become 16,384 columns, and the extension become .xlsx. So this is what exactly being followed till your Office 365. However, in your Office 2019 and Office 365, you added some new features. So what are the new features which is being added? So let me explain that. The new features in Excel which is added, something called as your Power Pivot, then something called as Data Model, then something called as a Slicer, then something called as Map Chart, then something called as Navigation, or you call this as you use spark lines, you added analysis tool pack with more features. Guys, please go on mute. Guys, please go on mute. So these are the features which has been added to your Office 2019 to Office 2000, Office 365 versions of the Excel. You may not be able to compare this now, but yes, slowly we'll get to know when we do practice here. Now, the latest version of Excel which is coming with .xlsx file. So when you talk about Excel journey, it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It starts with your Excel workbook. It goes to Excel worksheets. It goes to cell reference. It defines as a range. Then it goes to data type. Okay, guys. So if I would like to talk about data, so let me start here. Let's say I have few data which is given over here. if I copy this data and I paste it over here, let's say. So guys, to read this data, we say data starts from your K3 is the cell reference. It starts from K3. It goes till P23. So when you say cell reference, it is from K3, starts from K3 to your P23. The cell reference. The range is going to denote it as K3 colon P23. We can give a range name by selecting this range, going to the corner. We call this as, let's say, made data. You write made data in the corner and enter. The moment you enter, if you go back to this corner, you can say made data. Whenever you select made data, it is selected the data range. So this is called data range name, which you gave now as made underscore data. Now, how to go for editing your data range? Just in case you want to, you have to go to your formula bar where you have a name manager. If you go to name manager, you can see your data range name is given here. You can go to edit. You can go for manually changing if you want to change it here. Or if you would like to delete, you can select and delete this data range also. So this is where you can come to formula name manager to do that. So this is called how to go for defining this as a data range. Now, within this data, you have column 1. So number of columns which you have it here in this data is given as 6 columns. Now select this all here. Now this column, to denote, it is a numeric field. It is a numeric field. It is a character field. It is also a character field. It is a date field. It is a numeric field, age, and is going to be character. Guys, please go on mute. Now in this data type, you have both character, you have both numeric. In this case, how many character fields you have? 1, 2, 3. You have 3 character fields and 3 numeric fields. Okay. So define character fields, which is your company, gender, and the state code. Copy this, right click, do a paste special values, and say transpose. Okay. If you say numeric fields, which is going to be customer ID, date of birth, and age. So date time is a part of numeric fields. So these are the numeric fields. So this is how we denote in our Excel workbook the Excel journey. When you talk about this, it is called Excel journey. So your Excel journey starts from Excel workbook to the worksheet to the cell reference, range, and data type. Okay. Now, next thing. So once you have this data, you must have to know how to go for filtering data. So we'll start with the navigation part, which is called filtering data. So how do you go for filtering? Always remember, when you want to filter the data, you must select this, any particular cell from A1 as the header, go for making this as a filter. If you select this here for Apollo, it is going to pull only Apollo data. This is how you can go for filter. Apollo with female, you can select your female data, right? This is how you go for making filter. Now, how to go for sorting data? So let me show you here. To sort data, you select this field which is called company. You go for sorting. There is an option says that you want to sort expanding selection or continue the current selection. If you say continue, it is just going to affect only this column B, not to corresponding fields. If you want to go for expand selection, it will sort accordingly to the corresponding fields. Now, you can go for expand selection. You can see it is sorted by alphabetical order, A, B, C, D by the company name. You can see the values are coming, right, guys? Now, if you want to go for if you go for more than one column to be sorted, you'll always choose your custom sorting. For example, I go it by company, I will go it by gender. So, or let's say I want to go it by state code. So I added here, if I run the program, I can see by company and the state code is alphabetical in ascending order. Can you see this? So this is how you go for sorting data. Now the third part, which we'll talk about removing duplicates. So how will you know whether your data is unique or not? So guys, always remember, whenever you get the data, always check the first field. Always take the first field, copy and paste it. See whether in the first field you have duplicate records or not. If the first field says no duplicate, that means your data is all unique. So it is all related to the customer ID. Customer ID has information about company, gender, date of birth, age of the customer, as well as you have given state code. So hence it is going to be unique. But if you go by company and select the company to remove duplicates, it gives you all unique company names. Same thing if you go for gender and you try to remove duplicates, is going to show you what? As all unique genders over here. Same thing if you go for state code and if you go for removing duplicates based on your state code, is going to give you all the unique state code. But what happens, guys, when you go for selecting this and this, all three fields together and try to remove duplicates. So how it is going to show you? It is going to identify the duplicates by combination of all three fields. Now you select this data, go for sorting this by company, then by gender. If you do that, it shows it is a unique combination. Apollo is repeating three times. It doesn't mean it is new, it is going to duplicate, because if you consider Apollo with gender along with your state code, it is coming as unique combination. So this is called unique in nature. So it is very important to understand, looking at the data, how to remove duplicates or how to identify the uniqueness within the data. So this is how we have to use a very important function here, which is called as data tools, which is called here, which is called as your remove duplicates. Okay, now I will take you through here one more thing, which is called text to column. There are two ways to use text to column. Okay, so let me tell you how to use text to column. For example, if you have given data like Ravi 45, MBA 45,000. Now, if you have this column, you select this, go to data, go to text to column, try to use delimited here, where you go for using comma to separate all these field values. You got it here? How it is coming? Using Ravi, you keep it at the top, select this here, go for removing duplicates, delimiter as comma. You can see all the fields are separated. What if I go for keeping this value instead of comma, I use here call a pipe, right? You will go for using text to column, delimiter, others as a pipe. Understood? So this is how you need to understand how to go for using delimiter. Imagine this data is given over here, but there is no delimiter. Now the question, how to separate this? So I have to select this data. I will go to text to column. In this case, I'll choose fixed width. In the fixed width, I'll put it here. Let's say I go for putting after Ravi 1 bar, after 45, after MBA. I'll add the bar like this manually. Then I can separate. I can see everything is separated out. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how, guys, we have to go for manipulating data. Okay. Now the last part, which we'll talk about, validation. So this is the cell. I give a different color to this. Now within this cell, I go to data. I choose under data tools called validation. In this validation, I select a date value. The date value should be 1st May 2020. It has to go till 6th May 2020. Okay. So this is what the validation I have given this entire date value. Now I put it here. Let's say 07 May 2020. When I enter, it says that no, error. Why? Because it has given the date value which has to go in between 1st May till 6th of May. So now if you put 2nd May, it's going to take it. Same here. If I say 10th May, or let's say I write here in Excel today function to get the current date, it is going to throw an error saying that it cannot take today's function because today's date is going to be more than 6th of May. So it is not going to take that. So this is called validation. This is called validation by date. Some cell has given a validation. Let's say it is given validation by whole number. The whole number is what? It should be taking the value between 10 to 100. So what will happen within this? Let's say I put the value as 540. It will not take. Why? Because it is given the validation between 10 to 100. So it's going 23, it can take. 99, 89, it can take. 99, it can take. If you write 101, it will not take because it has given a validation rule. Understood? Same way, let's say I have given this customer ID. I want to represent what is the gender, right? So let's say gender is given as male, female, and unisex. I can come here. I can go to data. I can go to the validation here. I can choose the validation. In this, I will choose the list values. In the list value, I select all these three values. So wherever I will drag it now, I can change it to male. I can change this to female. I can change this to unisex. I can change this to male. Let's say I drag this up to male. I drag it here. The value is male. This is going to be female. Select this. I make it to female. So this is how I can go for giving the validations within the data. Now few questions will come through. So when we open that Excel workbook, I can add one by one. So how many sheets I have added here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have added 8. Now there is something called question and answer session. The first thing is that what is the default size of the Excel? Guys, remember always the default size of the Excel, which is going to be 7 KB. Now, what is the maximum size of Excel? Always remember it depends on memory. So Excel is your memory driven software or application. So it depends on the memory of how much it can occupy. Third question, how many sheets we can add in an Excel file? Some people says that we can add 100. Some people say that I have worked in 39 to 40 sheets. I don't remember how many sheets exactly I can add to my Excel file. The answer should be it depends on memory. Always remember it is depending on the memory it is going to be. Now what is the maximum Excel size reporting you have done? So guys, this is a very tricky question. If they're going to ask you what is the maximum size of the Excel reporting you have done, always remember you should not say I have worked on 70 to 100 MB file. If you say that, somewhere you are trying to mislead them by the concept, because Excel, when it reaches to more than 10 MB, 5 MB also, it takes more time to process. So no business can look for any Excel file which is coming with 70 to 100 MB or more than that. So always limit. No, do not say 70 to 90 MB. Always says I have worked max of 50 MB, 50 MB files. Now the question would come. Now the question will come. How do you share your Excel reporting? So how will you answer this case? If it is less or equal to 5 MB, we do share by email. If it is more than 5 MB, let's say more than 5 MB, what do? We do share in the SharePoint or at shared drive, which has been given to you. So you just go and copy paste the report there where everyone can go and access that report. So this is how you need to say in the interview. So guys, we have completed the basic part of understanding about navigation, data validation using Excel. Clear now? Yes, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll start with, so this part we